What's going on, guys? Austin Zay back here with another video, and in today's video we're going to be talking about the top things that you can do to increase your home's value. Okay, now you do not need to necessarily be a real estate investor for this to apply to you. You can be a homeowner, you know, somebody that might be interested in potentially selling in the future, or somebody that just wants to make sure you're not doing a bunch of stuff to a property that is not ultimately going to increase the value. Because we see that all the time where people are doing a ton of renovations, and what ends up happening is they actually end up over renovating to the point where they're never going to get that money back out of their property. So let's just go ahead and jump right into the video. If you haven't already, I would really appreciate it if you would smash the like button for the YouTube algorithm and subscribe if you have not already. So my name is Austin, and if you're new to my channel, then I actually am a real estate investor, okay? I've actually done roughly about 2,000 real estate transactions over the last about 8 years. And I'm also a homeowner though, you know, and I own a home, and believe it or not, funny enough, I'm actually renovating my primary home right now, and I'm actually doing an addition to it. So a lot of this is actually applicable to me as well, but I want to go ahead and actually kind of skim through a good article that I found. You know, I was thinking about making the video, and I was thinking about all the things that I wanted to talk about, and I actually stumbled across a really good article, and I almost want to do a little bit of a reaction video to this because I think it is ultimately very interesting. So let's just go ahead and take a look at what they say. So HomeLight's actually saying, hey, here are the 25 high ROI, right? High return on investment improvements that buyers love. So in other words, what they're saying is that these are the things that you can do to your home that will make it more desirable and worth more money to a buyer, assuming you were to eventually sell it. So it is so interesting because right out of the gate, they're basically saying that, hey, you know, what you do now actually looks a lot different than what you would have done a couple of years ago when renovating a property, which I think is actually really interesting. But I really want to just dive in and see like what they talk about. And one of the first things that kind of catches my attention is that $430 billion, okay, will get spent by the second half of 2022 just from homeowners remodeling their properties, okay, which is actually insanity. And obviously we all know the crazy inflation, the cost of lumber, the cost of everything is essentially going through the roof, okay? So what they're basically saying is that $430 billion will get spent by homeowners who are remodeling their properties by the second half of 2022, which is absolutely nuts, okay? So let's just go ahead and continue to go down and look at, you know, really what this list actually entails. So they're saying that people basically want to feel like there's more square footage than there really is, okay, which is interesting, or just do an addition entirely. I'm not entirely sure, but respondents basically wanted a median of 2,022 square feet. So I guess if you had like a 1,200 square foot home like I have right now, then you could do an addition. I'm actually literally doing this right now, and my property is going from about 1,250 square feet to about 1,950 square feet, and I'm actually converting it from a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom to a 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom, okay, which will be perfect because now I'm gonna have an additional master bedroom, and I'll be able to convert one of the other bedrooms into an office, which, as you can see on the list right here, is actually a big deal. Obviously, we all know what happened over the last couple of years. So, you know, they're basically saying, look, you know, everybody wants a home office, right? People want to work from home. And so that's obviously going to, you know, be a huge factor for people moving forward. So 44% of the people that did the survey said that the reason that they would move is because they need more space, okay? Again, a lot of people are working from home. You know, you have a family, you need a home office, and you just need more room, right? So look, if you have a home right now and you have a way to maybe do an addition, you know, add value by creating more space, maybe a home office, maybe an additional bedroom, that is obviously a really big deal. If you see here, since 2009, the number of people who work from home has risen by 159%. And 60% of the top real estate agents have said that a home office is a must-have for most buyers. Another thing you can do if you live somewhere and you happen to have a basement, then go ahead and finish your basement. You know, as a real estate investor, you have no idea how many people we talk to back east that have a basement, but it is unfinished, okay? And, you know, that'll add a ton of value by just going ahead and finishing the basement. So sure, a basement obviously might give you good storage, but you really are missing out on that livable square footage. HomeLight is actually saying that finishing a basement of 400 to 1,500 square feet has a potential ROI of up to 75%, and that's actually according to Home Advisor. The third thing that we want to go ahead and do is we want to go ahead and open up the floor plan. Now, we all remember back in the day where people liked the boxed-in kitchen, the galley style kitchen, but people don't like that anymore, okay? And if I'm the first to tell you that, I apologize for being that guy. Just make sure you smash the like button for the YouTube algorithm, and you'll do me a huge favor before you click off the video. But I recommend you stay till the very end, okay? So open up the floor plan, right? Knock down a wall. If you've got to put a beam in, then put a beam in. But if you're gonna do remodeling, you're gonna redo your kitchen anyways, definitely think about changing the layout. People nowadays want to entertain. They want to have their friends over. They want to have their family over, and they want to be able to see the TV while they cook, okay? If you don't believe me, well, just ask your wife or ask your girlfriend or ask, you know, somebody's wife or somebody's girlfriend, okay? Because I promise you, if you get a female opinion on this, they want to be able to watch the TV and cook at the same time. I've heard it over and over and over again, and I promise you, apparently now that is what they want. We're gonna go over a couple of little things really quick, so I'll move very quickly and then we'll get back to bigger things. But they're saying, hey, you can add a stone kind of veneer to the front of the house, okay? So, you know, I think that's an okay idea. I don't really see a ton of value in that, but they've got it on here, okay? And apparently, they've surveyed a lot of people to get the data that we're talking about here. So let me know in the comments down below what you think about that. They're saying, hey, get a door of steel, right? Get a door of steel. So an entry door of steel, they're saying has recovered anywhere from 65 to 91% at resale over the past 4 years. That to me is insanity, okay? I don't know why that is such a big deal, but hey, it's right here, and they surveyed a bunch of people to get this information. So another one we can do is we can replace the garage door. Now, I will say, I like that one, okay? I have a garage door right now. I don't love my garage door, and I definitely need to replace my garage door. You know, they say that curb appeal is a big deal, okay? So when you're driving down the road and you look at the property, it should look good. It should be attractive. You should want to see the inside of the property, right? You know, if a property doesn't have good curb appeal, then unfortunately, it could be beautiful on the inside, but nobody ever wants to actually go look at it because it doesn't look any good on the outside. Curb appeal is a big deal, and the door, the garage door, really anything along those lines can be a phenomenal way to increase a home's value. So number 7 is actually really funny because as I was remodeling my property, I actually ended up having to rip my mailbox out of the ground, okay, so they could drive their truck onto my property. So I don't have a mailbox right now, and they're saying, hey, update your mailbox and the house numbers, which I think is actually kind of a big deal because it does go back to the curb appeal, right? When I'm driving down the road and you look at the property and you're like, wow, that is a good looking property, which goes hand in hand with number 8, and that is to go ahead and touch up your paint, okay? If your house is old and beat up and it doesn't look good and it's like flaking and it just looks like crap, you know, sometimes just simply, maybe even power washing it could work, but you know, if it is older paint, you do have to repaint a property probably every, I don't know, 8 to 10 years, okay? It depends on where you live. I live in Arizona. You know, you might live somewhere else where maybe you got to do it more frequently or less frequently, but if you haven't painted your house in 30 years, it might be time to consider painting your property. So it seems like they actually wrote this article based on my life because number 9 is adding a parking spot, and I actually had a 1-car driveway, and I actually went ahead and ripped that up because I had to, because they had to run plumbing underneath of my driveway to do the addition. But now I'm actually going to do like a 3-car paver driveway, and it is going to be beautiful. And I know that that'll definitely add a little bit of value to the property because it'll be more desirable, right? So even if an appraiser comes out and doesn't think that adds a ton of value to me, I think that's actually worth it because it makes it more desirable. Now, you got to be careful with stuff like that because, again, your property really the value of the property is based on two things, right? Number one, what an appraiser will appraise it at, right? And number two, what a buyer is willing to pay, okay? So you got to be very careful when you're doing renovations to your property that you don't over renovate thinking that, you know, that'll be good, somebody will like that. But there is a line where if you cross that line, you're kind of just throwing money away. So here's a couple of upgrades that enhance the outdoor living, they're saying. Number one is adding a deck or a patio, okay, which that is their number 10. And I could get behind that, okay? I think that that could definitely add a little bit of value. And I think, I mean, they've got all the numbers right here that $7,000 in resale on average, okay? And you could build it for roughly $4,380 to $10,080. So apparently the guy spending $10,080 is losing money if it only adds $7,000 in value. But no, all joking aside, okay, these are just averages, and I think that could definitely be good. You know, doing a fire pit, an outdoor fireplace, I think that could be a good idea. You know, again, people are wanting to entertain from home nowadays. I mean, who doesn't want to go in their backyard and sit by the fire and roast a s'more with your family and tell stories till 3 o'clock in the morning? It sounds like a great time to me, and I think that if you took beautiful pictures of your property with a fireplace and a nice outdoor patio and the whole 9 yards, that would definitely make it more desirable, okay? Again, you know, we can do a pool, we can do a hot tub. Now, keep in mind that pools and hot tubs are very expensive, okay? If you're a homeowner and you're watching this video, again, stay to the very end because I've got a couple of special things that I want to talk about. But, you know, on the hot tub and pool, guys, these are expensive right now, okay? I've talked to my contractors about doing a pool here in Arizona, and we're looking at like 30 to 40 grand to do like a little play pool, okay? So that is no joke. I remember back in the day when a pool used to run like 10 or 15 grand. So again, you want to make for dang certain that that is going to add value to your property before you do it. Unless you're like Michael Phelps or something and you just need a pool in your backyard to do laps every morning because you're trying to get freaking shredded, whatever it might be, you definitely want to do your homework on that one. Okay, we can dress up our front porch apparently. Does that mean like dress up our front porch? Like, are we like putting a costume on our front porch? I'm not sure what they mean here. Let's just read it. So basically, okay, so they're talking about doing like rocking chairs, cozy seating, you know, stuff like that, okay? Apparently, this increases the home's value so we can have a quiet cup of coffee. I'm not sure about that one. You know, again, take this with a grain of salt. But we can apparently dress up our porch, and no, we're not talking about like a Halloween costume here. We're talking about, you know, some rocking chairs or something to that effect, okay? Cook under the stars with an outdoor kitchen. I like that idea. It goes hand in hand with what we talked about a little while ago, you know, and really having that outdoor experience, somewhere we can entertain and things of that nature. They're saying that the value of an outdoor kitchen adds to a home has actually increased from an estimated $6,100 pre-pandemic to about $9,800. Again, this just goes to show how many people, you know, in 2022, after the last couple of years being so crazy, everybody just wants to chill at home. Like, if you work from home, you know, why not just hang out at home? Why not have your friends and your family over to your home and just do more things at home? I think people are definitely moving in that direction. So the rest of everything that HomeLight has on here is a bit interesting. Feel free to go read the article. I'm in no way, shape, or form affiliated with them. I just thought it was a good article. You know, what I would recommend as a real estate investor, if you're watching to the end of the video, this is kind of that special treat that I had for you, is kitchen and bathrooms, okay? You know, if you want to add value to a property, if you're looking to resale a property, kitchen and bathrooms will definitely add the most value in my humble opinion, right? Obviously, you want to do the lipstick items. If you have real old carpet, get new carpet, right? If you got real old paint, get new paint. If you've got like old ceiling fans and stuff, you might want to do that too. But really, the kitchen and the bathrooms are extremely important. And honestly, it doesn't cost too much money to redo that unless you're redoing the entire floor plan, and that is an entirely different conversation. But again, you can get like white shaker cabinets that are relatively inexpensive that will add a ton of value if maybe you have something that's really outdated. Again, it's just going to make it more desirable, and a buyer is going to look at it like it is a remodeled property. So again, that is what I would personally recommend as a real estate investor, but take that with a grain of salt. Do your own due diligence, Google it, and really figure out what you think you need to do. Talk to your real estate agent, look at other properties in the area. I have another video on my YouTube channel talking about how to find comparable properties so that you can determine the property value of where it is that you're trying to potentially sell, okay? So again, definitely check that video out if you haven't already, and drop in the comment section down below if you have any questions at all. I'd be happy to answer them, so definitely let me know. If you haven't already, I would really appreciate it if you would smash the like button for the YouTube algorithm, and subscribe if you haven't already, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.